Okay, so we'll have a look at some of the data points that we use, just the raw information. Forget AI, this is just of the information that we gathered, just to see, how it performed without any AI automation. So when we have a look at every data point, this was included multiple positions as well. This was at the very beginning. We can see that after 200 days, we got about, say, 8% up here, and then but we did rise up to 20%. Okay, now if we have a look, the SPY, as we remember, was up about 9% as well. So it really doesn't provide much of an improvement. However, when we have a look at where the price was over 100, it was just a little test that I did. We found that this, yeah, did generate, a far better improvement, and the returns were getting up to high 20s. But could that just be by chance? But the next data will probably explain it a bit better, because what we saw is that this was influenced by multiple instances of Tesla, and that went up huge. So that really skewed the results. But also, when we have a look at where market cap is greater than 5 billion, we saw some very good results as well. Now, when we have a look here, this is actually a chart that just shows the results by, the capitalization. So we can see these are billions along the x-axis, and as you can see, that where we had them under, about 1 billion or under, our performance wasn't very good. This is really just taking everything as a long only, and as you can see, we had, far better performances, up the market cap scale. And then when we have a look at tens of billions overall, and grouped it that way, we can see that, yeah, I mean, there were some good results, under the billion. So that's 10 billion. So that's basically under 10 billion. All right, and we get some great results there, and I'm assuming that this would be 40 billion company, probably about Tesla. So what it was showing is that we shouldn't really be trading things that were really under, 2 billion. And then when we have a look breakdown by some of the figures, you see Tesla was way up here. This is a graph that shows more information. It shows 4 positions of Tesla, and that this actually shows the improvement, in terms of the return. So you can see that Tesla totally skewed the numbers and provided the best returns. So really, is there great information in this model? Well, there's, when I say model, just a simple way of buying everything. Yeah, well, it does prove that it did provide some sort of result, but overall, you may as well just have, held the SPY. Now, what happens when we strip out the multiple positions? Okay, what we see is we still had some okay returns. I mean, down at 200 days, which is about here. We got actually a slight improvement. Well, what we actually do is, yeah, when the price is over 100, we get a slight improvement. I think when we were looking at the overall, then it didn't do as well because we took out the positions of Tesla. And then when we cut and diced it other ways, like we had to look at less than 1,900 employees, we can see that it took longer to get returns. Still pretty ropey. Now, this was something else that we input into the model. We had a look at the returns based off the 3-year high. So really, these were ones that were in the top 50% of the 3-year high, and this was below. top. So really, stocks that hadn't crashed that much, over 50%, were preferable to stocks that had crashed more than 50%. So it looked quite a interesting type of input to factor into the model. So this is why we subsequently fed this into the AI model. Okay, and that's the sort of roundup of some of the interesting things that we saw with the data.